Welcome to another fireside chat. I'm trying to do them every night. I feel like that's really important right now. So my work time is being dedicated to talking to you guys and helping you with tools that I have and creating fun things for you guys. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to share this live video out. I am live on Instagram and I'm also live on Facebook. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure, hi, please say hi as you join so I can greet you. This is going to be a little bit of a lengthy of a live video. I'm just waiting a second so I can share this out to a more public audience. But you can't see a title of the live video on Instagram. So what I'm going to be talking about in this live video is I'm going to do some tapping. So I'm going to do some free EFT tapping for you to learn a simple technique that you can use to stay calm when you feel anxious or stressed or whatever. I'm also going to talk about something that I'm launching that is free that I'm making for you guys so that you guys can have something to do while you're at home. And I'm also going to do a little bit of conspiracy facts, not theory, because it's not a theory anymore. Was a theory, not a theory anymore. So we're going to get into some of that juicy stuff as well. All right. So sharing it out. And it should be done. Okay, if you're hearing me or you can hear me in Instagram, please let me know that you can hear me so that I can make sure that the audio is good. There's no title on Instagram. I really don't like that I can't title stuff on Instagram because then you guys really don't know like the theme of what I'm going to be talking about, but hopefully this will be something that can help you guys. So I said I was going to talk about that conspiracy stuff towards the tail end of this video, but I just want to clarify that if you guys are receiving a lot of, like, if you're online and you're receiving a lot of information at the same time and it feels controversial to you or contradicting, like you're hearing this and then you're hearing this and then you see this, but then you also see this, that's happening on purpose. So I just want you guys to understand that you are being given mixed media on purpose because right now there's a very literal power struggle happening globally. This is not a US thing. This is a global initiative that is happening right now, and there is a very real-time power struggle occurring for attention and control of the population. Right now, it seems like Google has been opened up. It's no longer being censored. So you can go online right now and find so much information that you couldn't even find 24 hours ago. I tested this theory because I went online on Google and I searched for things like adrenochrome, which you couldn't find really anything on except like a Wikipedia explanation of what it is as a chemical compound. And now when you go on there and you search for it, you can see exactly what it's used for and why it's used and why that's even important that you know what it is, with a lot of disturbing imagery. So if you're not prepared to like see things like that, then maybe don't watch that. Don't Google that term. But a lot of what is about to get disseminated to the public is it's going to sound scary in the sense that like it's going to shock you. The information you are about to receive is going to be very shocking, and it's going to be like your whole world will feel like it's turned upside down. And so I just want to help you guys understand that you're going to be okay. We are all going to be okay. We are going to be better than okay. We are literally entering the best era we have seen in a very, very, very long time as a globe. This type of turnover has been long overdue. It's something that I am so excited to see the turnaround of. But I want you to know that this is happening on the backside of this entire conversation about the virus. So again, I'm not talking about the virus being real or not real, people being sick, not sick. Do I think it's a thing? Yes, I think it's a thing. Do I think that it's a very convenient thing for exactly the kind of work that's happening in the background? Yes, I do. I think all of the shutdowns that we're seeing are far less about the virus and far more about wanting to keep civilians safe in their home while all of this turn of power happens. They don't want it in your face. They don't want you to, they want it to be a controlled environment so that when you do receive the information that is about to hit you guys, you don't freak out and lose your minds. So they're trying to be as responsible as possible about the dissemination of this information. So that is why they're keeping us in our homes, and they're activating the military, and they're wanting us to remain as safe as possible. I think it is safe to say that you can expect that in a very short period of time, we will be in a kind of quarantine situation where you really can't go anywhere, and you really are expected to stay in your homes. And I think that I've said it in my previous video, that's a blessing in disguise. I think that it is going to be one of the things that we need the most for a lot of reasons. One of them being, I think we as a society and as a culture have gotten so strung out on being busy and overworking that we've really lost sight of the things that matter in our life, and of slowing down and being able to take time for things like self-care, things like, you know, hearing our own voice, hearing our own intuition, connecting with ourselves and connecting with people in our life. So I think that the fact that we are going to be home and that we are going to be away from all those external stimulus is really going to make a big difference in how we connect with ourselves, with our community, and eventually when we go back into our routine and whatever life we had before all of this started, it's going to be a much better quality of life overall. Hi, Nancy. Oh, hi. Is that you, Cindy? You said you can hear me perfectly. I'm sorry if I didn't acknowledge you earlier. So I do think that what is coming now is going to be one of the best things that we have seen in a very, very long time. So you should feel excited about that instead of nervous and scared. But I understand that there's still a lot of uncertainty, and there's still a lot of questions, and etc. So I want to teach you a really simple tapping technique. This is like traditional tapping. So a lot of times if you go online and you Google things like EFT tapping, it's very advanced. Like there's a lot of talking and there's a lot of like description. And when you work one-on-one with people, we can do that, because when you work one-on-one with people, you know their story and you know exactly what they're dealing with. So it's easy for me to create more of like a dialogue for them when we tap. But it's also not really important what you say. That's the thing about EFT, or emotional freedom technique, also known as tapping. It's like what you actually say doesn't matter. The tapping works by itself. So you could literally tap on the points I'm about to show you and say nothing, and you would feel relief, because you are tapping on acupoints, which are powerful points that move energy in the body. They govern the way that energy flows in the body. So whether or not you're saying anything, just using the points makes a big difference. But it's helpful when you can identify the intention of the work, because then you clear faster. So the type of tapping I'm gonna do for you guys right now is, again, a form of traditional tapping, and I'm gonna let you guys insert the thing that you are needing the most right now. Hi Shay, hopping on Facebook, I see. So I'll let you guys insert the thing that you're needing right now. So for example, before we begin, we're gonna do a setup statement, and the setup statement, you're gonna tap on the side of your hand. I'm gonna do this right here for me. This karate chop point is one of the most important points. You can do this. You can also rub. There's a spot underneath the collarbone that also can feel real sore. If you rub it, you can rub there as well if you prefer to do that while you say your setup statement. Your setup statement is a statement we're going to repeat 3 times. And what that statement does is it focuses in your mind, and it focuses the intention in your body of where you want this work to go, what you want to address. So for many people during this time, it's going to be uncertainty or fear or anxiety. That would be the name that you give to the experience that you're having. So you would say it as so, even though I am so freaking anxious, even though I feel so fucking anxious. If cursing makes you feel more empowered, it's very independent, but really strong setup statement makes a big difference. So whatever word activates you, you want to say that one when you're saying your setup statement. Even though I feel so freaking anxious right now, and then you're going to follow it with, everyone will say this, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. So what's going to change is what you're feeling. For some of you, it might be fear. So maybe even though I feel so afraid right now, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And you're going to repeat that 3 times. Or even though I feel so uncertain right now, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Or even though I feel so confused, maybe confusion is the primary emotion you're having right now, I deeply and completely love and accept myself, okay? And then what I want you to do is I want you to scan your body and figure out, where are you feeling that feeling? Okay, so where do you feel your anxiety? When you say that you're having anxiety, when you say that you're having fear, when you say that you're having a confusion, where do you feel that? Everybody is going to feel these feelings in a different place. Okay, so first of all, I see there's a lot of you hopping on, so say hi so I can say hi back to you, because I see the numbers climbing, but I'm not seeing engagement. So drop me a line, say hello so I can say hi to you. And think about where you feel that thing in your body. So where is the anxiety? Where is the fear? Where is the confusion? Is it in your head? Is it in your chest? Maybe it's in your stomach. Maybe it's in your back. Maybe you're having back pain. You feel like this pain in your back, right? So close your eyes for a second and just be with, like, where am I having that sensation? And then you're going to continue to tap on that. Hey, Courtney. Okay, so you're going to do 3 times the setup statement, and then we're going to go around the whole body tapping on the sensation and where you're having the sensation. Okay, so first I'm going to show you where the points are in the body, so you know what we're doing, and if you can't see me super clearly, then you can follow along. Okay, so the first point, outside from this one, which is the setup statement, we're going to go to the top of the head. Okay, right on the top of the head, and we're going to do a question mark on the face. Hey, Julie. So that means eyebrow, beginning of the eyebrow, side of the eye. I'm going to have to take off my glasses. Under the eye ridge, not directly under the eye, but right where that bone is, eye ridge, right there, under the nose, the chin, the collarbone. So right where that right or left collarbone, it doesn't matter if it's right or left either. It doesn't matter. Collarbone. Then we're going to go to the bra strap, the side of the rib where the bra strap would be. Okay. And then we're going to go back to side of hand. That's called short form. So there are more points that we can tap. I'm doing a short form tapping for you so that you can quickly apply that at anywhere that you are and have access to all the points easily, okay? So hopefully that was clear to you guys, okay? So we're going to start with the setup statement. So now I want you guys to follow along with me. You're going to do what I'm doing, and you're going to insert whatever your primary emotion is that you're having. Is it fear? Is it anxiety? Is it confusion? Is it unrest? Is it, I don't know, uncertainty? Is it resistance? Is it, what is the feeling that is really consuming you right now that's kind of keeping you hostage a little bit, that you're wanting to release in your body? And then I want you to think about where that is, where the feeling is that you're feeling it. Where are you feeling that current sensation? Then we're going to combine those 2 things, and we're going to create a program just for you. Okay, so I'm going to model it for you now. So everybody, again, right or left, it doesn't matter. It works the same way. Go ahead and start tapping the side of your hand, and we're going to do our setup statement, and we're going to say it 3 times. Okay. Annoyed. Oh, see, Julie, that's a good word. That's very unique. That's very unique. Doesn't make sense. That's unique. Annoyed is not a feeling I've been seeing a lot. Okay, so annoyed. Even though I feel annoyed. And you can say where you feel annoyed. Even though I feel annoyed in my chest, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I feel fear in my gut, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I feel confusion in my head, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. So whatever it is, say it 3 times, back to back, okay? So you're going to repeat that one phrase of yours 3 times back to back while you tap this point right here, okay? When you're done, you're going to go to the top of the head, and then you're going to say this. This anxiety in my blank. This anxiety in my stomach, this anxiety in my chest, this anxiety in whatever. This, and then repeat it, the same phrase over and over again for every point, okay? Tapping about 5 times per point. So you're not going to change the phrase. I'm just saying different phrases to give you examples of what you could say, but you're going to, same phrase, keep tapping. Anxiety in my chest, this anxiety in my chest, this anxiety in my chest, this anxiety in my chest, okay? So notice when we started how high that feeling is. Probably going to be about, on a 0 to 10, a lot of you might be at a 7 to 8 right now with this emotion. So just stay aware of how high that feeling is for you right now, Alien, and keep tapping. Anxiety in my chest, anxiety in my chest, whatever it is, anxiety in my chest. Restlessness, for me, it's restlessness in my whole body. this restlessness in my whole body. Whatever it is for you, just repeat it right now and come back to here. We're going to do this 3 times together, okay? So keep repeating your phrase, whatever your phrase is. This blank in my blank. Blank in my blank. This blank in my blank. This blank in my blank. Also make sure you're not crossing your legs. I forgot to mention that earlier. You don't want to cross channels. You want to make sure you're sitting upright. Blank in my blank. Blank in my blank. And just keep tapping and repeating, going through every single one of these points that I'm pointing out right now. And breathing. Some of you might want to yawn while you're tapping. That's perfectly fine. Some of you might find yourself taking real deep breaths. That's perfectly fine. That's all part of the releasing. Okay, some of you might want to cry as you're doing this. That's okay. Cry. Some of you might start laughing. That's another release of energy. Weird things happen when you start tapping, so just go with it and trust the process. Okay, I yawn a lot. I tend to release energy by yawning, so it's a pretty common experience. Hey, Tanya. Join us for some tapping. So this blank in my blank, and just repeat over and over again. This is our 3rd round now. It's blank in my blank. It's blank in my blank. Blank in my blank. I'm really into breathing right now. I'm not yawning, I'm just taking deep breaths. Blank in my blank. Blank in my blank. Okay. Now I want you to close your eyes and take a deep breath. And just notice how you feel after doing that. If you were to give yourself a rating again from 0 to 10 on how intense that feeling is, share with me in comments where you're at right now. Share with me where you started when we started tapping, and then where you are now after just 3 rounds of doing that, number-wise. 10 being super stressed out, 0 being not stressed at all. So where did you start and where did you end up after just 3 rounds? Hey, Jenny. I immediately feel like a slight buzzing in my body, like a calming buzzing in my body. My energy feels like way more evenly distributed instead of being like up here. I feel a lot calmer, more grounded, so much lighter. Yep. Not as annoyed anymore. That was the primary feeling. You feel a 6 now. Okay. So Courtney, you would repeat that exact same sequence. So here's how you advance on this, Courtney. Usually when you go from like a 10 to a 6, that's a big jump. Now at the 6th level, you might now be feeling a different feeling, okay? So once you shift the original sensation, okay, so maybe more like a 4. Now you're at a 1, Julie jumped real quick down. So when you switch the original sensation, Courtney, let me ask you a question. Instead of feeling, what was the original emotion you were having before you started tapping, and then what do you feel right now? Tell me the difference between those two, because I want to make an example here. When you start tapping, you're probably going to start at a very intense emotion like panic or some form of distressed emotion. And then as you lower down, it'll change. So oftentimes it'll go from like panic to grief. I see that jump a lot. People will start in a panic, in a really strong anxiety, and end up in sadness. And then we move from sadness down to more of like an acceptance sensation. That's a very normal traveling of the emotional scale, and that's basically decelerating your emotional experience using tapping to get you from here to here. It's a very simple technique, and it's also very intricate as well. So this is what I meant when you're working one-on-one with people. You can design a tapping sequence specific to their circumstance, and it's so powerful. I've seen it switch people down from extremely high numbers very, very, very quickly. It's one of my favorite tools to use with anxiety or like bothersome memories or traumatic memories. It's a very powerful tool to use for those things as well. I felt really overwhelmed. Now I'm feeling pretty relaxed. Okay, so maybe more now you're in concern, maybe. Instead of feeling super overwhelmed, now you're more concerned. You know, that's a more controlled emotion. And then if you were still in that concerned place, we would tap you down to feeling calm or present or accepting. So that would be the work that we would do together, is we would bring you all the way down. The goal with tapping is that wherever you start, most of clients that I've worked with start at like an 8. That seems to be the typical number people will come in for a session. It's like an 8, real high. And then they'll quickly drop to about a 4. And then between 4 and 1, they're like there for like a minute. We have to do some work between 4 and 1. And then once they get into that 2-1 range, that's when they clear whatever the emotion is or the memory is or whatever the thing is. That's what I usually notice the most. So hopefully this tapping was really insightful for you, and it gave you something that now you know the points. Like, you don't even have to speak. I want to reiterate that. You don't even have to speak. If all you did was tap on the points that I just showed you, you would have a relief of sensation. It's more powerful if you give intention and if you organize the work, but you don't have to do that. You can also just tap. So just FYI. So cool, right? I love tapping. You can also pick, maybe one point felt really good. Like for me, my chest point always feels really good. It's probably because I had open heart surgery when I was a child, and there's a lot of trauma in this part of my body. So whenever I tap here, I release a lot. I tend to release real quickly in this part of my body. Yeah, do more 3 rounds of tapping, and whatever you're feeling now, I feel blank in my blank, fill that in and do the exact same pattern, just with whatever you're feeling at the current moment. Yeah, and it'll get you down to a 1. The goal is to get you down to a 1. So you can also pick one point, like I do sometimes if I'm really feeling distressed, and I'll just speak out loud whatever my concern is or my distress is, and just that one point, I tend to move real fast. People sometimes will move quickly with one particular point. This one's also really powerful. This one's really powerful. Okay, so there is something I wanted to give you guys that you can use anytime during this entire next month, because I got to tell you guys, this is going to be another month before you see much progress. And it's probably going to feel really, really uncertain. I'm not going to say it's going to get worse, because it's not. It's just going to get very uncertain for a while. It's going to kind of hang out in that uncertainty place for about a month. And then you'll have a lot of answers that you are wanting right now. You'll have them. And you will also have a lot of peace once you realize exactly what has been done on your behalf by people who have been working in the background for a while. And it'll be a very liberating moment for all of us. Yeah, the chest point is really powerful. So this one is really powerful, like collarbone. The thymus one is really powerful for immune system, by the way. This is a really powerful immune system activator. This is probably real important for you guys to know. The thymus point, which is kind of like right here, is you can tap that to boost your immune system. So just like a quick immune system trick is this point. And just tap that if you start to feel maybe a little bit low on energy, or not, like you might be coming down with something, you can just tap that. Hey Naomi, what up? Hey Maciel. Hey Tim. Hi Holly. Just tap right there. This one also, the bra strap by the heart, like on the left side, is super, super powerful. This is such a great point. I find a lot of people clear here as well, just because it's so strongly tied into like emotion. So these are just some key EFT points: immune system, heart, like stomach, gallbladder. All of these are really like lower chakra clearing, really powerful points. All right. Yeah, a lot of us are having that overwhelm ascension feeling. So here's some symptoms you might be having if you're in the middle of this ascension. Is number one, you feel like you're waking up to a whole reality that you didn't realize was there. Like you're realizing deep state for the first time. You're realizing our whole government is corrupt and has been controlled. You're realizing this has been happening at a global scale. You're realizing that what this really is about is a takedown of that. You're also, like, the sensation I've been having when I'm going to sleep is I'm feeling like I'm leaving my body. So if you're having that sensation where whenever you're meditating or resting or laying down and you feel like you're almost leaving, like you're astral projecting, not super strongly, but maybe just even gently, like hovering above your body, that's been happening to a lot of people who are having ascension symptoms very, very quickly. Happens to me every single night I go to sleep. Some nights I can't sleep. That's the other thing that's happening to a lot of people during this ascension process, is their energy is turned on high and sleep is impossible. And if you do sleep, it's for a very short period of time and it's deep. It's a real deep sleep, but it's short. You're not there for long stints of time, maybe 4 hours. So that's something else I'm seeing. I'm also seeing with the people who are, yeah, see, that's happening every night. Yeah, me too. I'm also seeing with the people that they're being led to the right people and the right resources. So people are popping up to your feed and they're giving you information that you didn't have before. So what I'm finding is like my web is opened up and all of a sudden I'm connecting with all these people that have the information I need. And I'm just being led from documentary to documentary and video to video and news clip to news clip. Like the trail is being laid out for me. If you're really paying attention and staying awake, that is totally happening. See, a bunch of people not sleeping well. Yeah, it's not a surprise. Like this is a really intense time right now. So don't expect to get tons of sleep. Just FYI. So here's something I'm launching on Friday, and it's a free resource I'm putting together for anybody who needs support. Two things: support, community, and movement for free. So every time that my company launches a fitness program, they always give us like a free sample workout. So it'll be a full-length workout, so it'll be between 30 to 40 minutes. And it's something that we have the ability to send to anybody who's interested in joining our group. So I use it as a marketing tool, and I use it to expose people to whatever group they're going to be joining, just so that they know what it is and see if they like it. If they like it, then they can participate. If they don't like it, they don't have to participate. So we get that every time we launch a program. Well, one of our amazing coaches on our team compiled this amazing PDF that has, I think it's 7 of those sample workouts from different programs. It's 7 of our newest programs that we've launched, so that anybody can click on them and see like a full-length workout and have a workout to do. So I decided to pair that PDF with access to my workout group. So you guys probably know I have a Workout Warrior Wellness Studio. It's a Facebook group. It's private. Only people in there are clients. That's the group of people that I work with, and some of my team as well are in there, and their clients, and that we log our workouts and we share things. Like right now we're sharing a lot of essential oil information for navigating this time and for like digestion, etc. And we do meditations in there, and I do transmissions in there, and I do live coaching in there. I'll go live and I'll coach people in there. So I decided to offer 2 weeks of free access to that group, and inside of that group there's a unit section, and if you click on that unit section, you'll have all of the workouts. So you have 2 weeks to try all of those sample workouts and to also hang out with us and experience what it's like to be in that community and see if it's a good fit for you. But I figured that, considering I think 2 weeks is kind of the conversation that's going around right now about like how long we're going to be inside, this would be really helpful, because I'm also planning on upping the amount of coaching that I'm doing in that group, just because this all for me warrants pouring more attention into coaching people through their fears, like what I did right now with you guys with some EFT. Usually we talk strictly fitness and health in there, answer questions on nutrition, answer questions on exercise, but I'm really wanting to do more than that so that we can help each other navigate this from like a mental health perspective as well. So I will be dropping the link to request to join that, to have access to that group on Friday. You're going to see a post, and there's going to be like a pop-up that you can put your email into. And the confirmation message that you're going to receive from that is going to have the link to the Workout Warrior Wellness Studio. And then you just click on that link and it'll send you to the actual group, and I'll accept you into the group. And then right in the group, in the unit section, there's going to be a section that says free sample workouts. There you go. And you can also see the rest of our units. You can see other material that we have in there, and you can just hang out with us and get to know the group and kind of see how we all hang out and function. So that is my gift to all of you guys, to come on in and experience some of the goodness that happens in that group, which I think it's such an awesome space and I'm a big fan of. Super supportive. And hopefully now that you have tapping in your bell, and then you'll have access to that group, you guys can have a lot of tools to help you guys stay centered, active, breathing, nourished during this time. Trying to see if there's anything else I want to tap into as far as messages that I've received to share. I can put these back on because I'm not tapping anymore. I want to say to all of my friends who are, you know, some of my friends are really strong politically minded, and they have very strong political views, like really right or really left. Like, I'm pretty blessed to have friends who are like on extreme opposite spectrums when it comes to like political perspectives, which I find really interesting because I'm totally not on either end. But I want to say that this conversation about what's happening globally and governmentally is much more than about a political party. This has nothing to do with that. This has to do with good and corrupt. This has to do with having a soul and being really soulless. This has to do with honoring the divine in all of us and being the kind of human who does not. That's what this has to do with. This isn't about party preferences. This isn't about, it's not about that. There are so many people involved in what's happening right now on both sides of this party conversation. And it's really about weeding out darkness and allowing the light to be the only thing that remains. So don't get swept up in politic talk. Don't get swept up on this side versus that side. Don't really listen to the mainstream media. They are freaking out right now because they're about to be stripped of all of their power. They're trying to disempower you. It's on purpose. They are trying to show you tragic images of people suffering from coronavirus. It's a form of mind control. It's trauma, mind control. And they're literally trying to convince you of a reality and distract you from what's happening on the back end of all of this, which is really crazy. And you guys, again, are going to find out real soon what all of this is about, because some very public statements will be made. Up until, if you want to watch some of the documentaries that I have been watching, drop me a line. I'm not sharing them publicly because I don't want my post censored and I don't want to start like drama with my page. But I will message you the documentaries that I have been watching so that you can watch them and you can decide for yourself what you think about it. I personally think it's too crazy to not be real. That's what I think. So anyways, I love you guys. I hope that this video helped you. And if you need more support, comment below. Happy to do that. And hang tight for Friday when I drop access to that thing so you can come out into the studio and hang out with us for the next couple weeks. All right, my friends, have an amazing one.